Welcome to Two Guys No Credentials
where two completely unqualified people talk about nothing.
and everything.
Like we know what we're doing. Spoiler, we don't.
Well, it's
And-
finally summer here in Buffalo, by the way.
What?
It's 80 degrees today. It was 52 degrees 2 days ago. So
I think
there's
it's
no
so
spring. It's summer now.
I think it's so funny because you tried to get me to move to Buffalo, and it's been warm for like a month and a half, 2 months here.
Yeah.
But I also right now I'm sick like it's like January, so whatever.
Yeah, it's all that Connecticut. What do you call it? Connecticuts?
Connecticans.
Connecticugans.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gross there.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just want to make myself feel better.
It's gross there. Oh my god. You know what? It's not too bad. It's nice. It's just not as short as Buffalo, but the summers are short here.
Yeah. We're definitely used to that here. Like sometimes we get really lucky and it's 80 degrees in April. Sometimes it's still snowing a couple of feet in April. Like you just don't know. Like every year is different.
It's so dumb.
Still, Buffalo has one of the largest amounts of swimming pools per capita in the country.
God. What's happening up there? I don't get it.
It's because it's only nice for about 28 minutes, so we're spending every second we can outside.
Ugh. I guess that's true. Like I take it for granted, but I was sick since Saturday.
Yeah.
And Paige is like, "You haven't even left the house," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sick. What am I gonna do?" She's like, "It might make you feel better." I'm like, "No, it won't." And maybe she was right. Maybe I should have taken advantage.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like great advice. I feel like resting is like the way to go when you're ill.
That's what I think too.
We'll have to chat GPT it and see who's right.
Well, I mean, she's a doctor.
It's true, but I just don't know about this one.
I don't know. What do you tell a dog when they're sick? Do you tell them to rest?
I don't know. You know what's funny? I don't think Echo has ever been like sick.
Oh, Baloo's had kennel cough like 3 times.
Really? Wow.
And he's not even 2 yet.
That's crazy. No, I don't think Echo's ever really been like sick. Like she just last week, she did our bed's kind of high up, and she was like playing roughhousing a little bit too much. She launches herself off the bed and kind of like wrenched her back a little bit. That is about it.
Yeah, Baloo's had kennel cough a ton of times now. He also has had at least 2 anaphylactic reactions that we know of. Maybe one. The one that's in question may have been marijuana ingestion, but we'll never know.
Yeah, because the marijuana's gone.
yeah. Well, neither of us.
That's awesome.
Neither of us smoke, but we used to have a neighbor that would smoke outside like every 15 minutes, and who knows? Maybe he picked up something out there.
Yeah, maybe drop some.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, hope he stays healthy. I hope you start feeling healthy very soon, my guy.
Oh. Well, I'll feel good when I'm dead.
That's such an old person thing to say.
I know. We're not there yet.
Well, what are you, 68?
Oh God, I feel 68. I sound terrible. Ugh.
Yeah, that's always the worst when like you have that like the acoustics in the face just aren't working.
Yeah. Ugh. Terrible.
Yeah, man.
Well, I do have a quick update for our audience real quick. Caitlin, the intern, she was fired. She never showed up to work on time. Sometimes she never even showed up. She made terrible coffee. I don't even drink coffee. We hired Steve. That asshole isn't showing up yet either. So
You know what we do when we have to let someone go that has done it to themselves? We go,
what
go, 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 gone.
next time we hire somebody, we're gonna have to use ZipRecruiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who all the podcasts say to use.
Yeah. If ZipRecruiter, if you're looking to sponsor something, give us a ring.
Yeah.
Let us zip recruit you.
Yep.
What? Whatever. All
Right in
right,
the
let's
butt.
jump into some topics here, my guy.
All right,
You
sounds
have a
good.
very awesome story to talk about for one of our now fans, and I'd like to hear more about it.
Oh, okay. Well, it was Memorial Day, so this is kind of works. I'm a United States Marine, and I'm really proud to be a Marine. And on Instagram, somebody replied to my backing into a parking lot reel and called me gay. So I kind of was, making fun of him a little bit, and we were going back and forth. Um, and like cool things down a little bit, and I found out he was a Marine. He's a Marine too. So I was like, "Oh, I did 9 years," and now he follows us. So it went from him being homophobic to being a follower of gays. So that's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
real turnaround there. It's really cool though. Like it's cool that you guys have that, don't even know each other, but that brotherhood exists no matter what.
yeah, all I had to do was like, follow a fellow Marine man, and he immediately gave us a follow.
That's so cool, man, and we appreciate it. We need that. The best part is, that when people interact with us online, they're just it's basically just people calling us gay for like 50 comments. But it
Yes.
actually helps us a lot. Continue to do that.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
engagement helps us in this podcast, so keep calling us gay.
Yeah. Call me whatever names you want to. That's fine with me. Nobody hates myself more than I hate myself. So if
Yeah,
you
you
want
can't
to,
possibly say. Yeah, you can't possibly say anything to me that I haven't said 3 inches from the mirror.
yes. But it's pretty cool. Marines are awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I do. I have a quick story about Marines.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm totally like off kilter over here. Um, when my best friend Adam, he was a United States Marine. He died, and we had like a memorial at a bar that we all go to. And there was this random Marine that I sort of knew but didn't really know that well. And I asked him, I was like, "Hey, would you be willing to find a friend, put on your blues, and just stand watch and help people get in and answer any questions they might have getting into the memorial service?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, definitely." And he brought a buddy of his. They both wore their blues, and they stood out there for hours.
Mm.
And they didn't ask for any money. I gave them free booze, free food, and they did it. And they really honored my friend. And Marines are just the best. They're the coolest. We don't know each other. We find out we're Marines, and we got each other's back, and that's awesome.
That is so awesome. I can't really think of any other like types of brotherhood that is like that. That like for with people you don't even know. Like I guess you hear about this a little bit in sports, but I don't think it goes to that level. Like I can't imagine another athlete in the NFL just showing up at something for someone they don't even know. Um, that's really kind of amazing. I think it's really cool, and yeah, it's Memorial Day was just like yesterday, really. So by the time this gets out, it'll be a few days later. But yeah, thank you for everything, man. The sacrifices that you went through, even though maybe not as um, much as some of the sacrifices some of the families have suffered, putting yourself and flying all over the world, living different places. even like the inconveniences of that means a lot to myself and to hopefully all of our listeners. And I don't know, we don't have what we have in this country without you guys. So I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. But I just want to remind you and everybody listening, who's 2 people, Memorial Day is for those that we lost. Veterans Day are for people like me.
Sure, I should call that out. But you have lost friends, and so that's a shame. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a really weird thing.
And if it wasn't for you guys, then I would have to be the Marines, and that would not go well.
Oh, you'd make a great Marine.
No.
Oh, well,
no.
you would have back in the days of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
You're great. There's something that Marines like to do in boot camp. It's called nut to butt. You would have loved that.
I just don't know about you fellas, you know?
Oh, it's so funny because they had this, the don't ask, don't tell policy from the 90s. And I don't know about the other branches, but the Marines, they do some really gay shit. Yeah. Like if the drill instructors were pissed off at us in boot camp, or like we just weren't moving fast enough, or we were short on time, and we all have to get a shower like after like PT or something. Instead of just letting us shower, they would be like, "Everybody get nut to butt," and you'd be like, "This." Just walking through the shower because they've got like a million shower heads, so you just walk through. It's horrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
that does not sound pleasant.
There's a lot of other gay shit that happens too, but you're gonna have to do the 13 weeks to find out.
It's even a gay number.
No, 13 is a great number. What do you mean?
I mean, I agree. Stevie Johnson.
I don't know what that means.
Stevie Johnson, number 13, Buffalo Bills.
Oh, see, my head is not filled with that kind of knowledge.
Well, he's an integral part of creating the Bills Mafia as we know it today.
Oh, okay.
He dropped a critical pass against the Steelers, actually. That it was a touchdown pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick late in the fourth quarter of a late season game. He catches that, we clinch the playoffs, essentially. And that would have ended the drought only after like 6 or 7 years, as opposed to the 17 that it was. So because of that drop, he was all, they talked about him all over like ESPN and all these other things. And all of these Bills fans, like online, came to his rescue defending him because he makes a shit ton of plays for us. He was an excellent receiver. And like, you're just talking about this one bad moment that he had. Yeah, it's an important catch. It would have been awesome. But you look at all the other shit that he does too. And so the Mafia, like, name started becoming a little bit more prevalent as we come to the defense of our family, and Bills players, like that's what we would consider them as. So somebody kind of coined the term. His name is Del Reed, and he quit his job and ended up starting like a t-shirt company where he makes like Bills or Buffalo specific t-shirts. And then all of the portion of all the proceeds since he founded that goes to the Oshai Children's Hospital, which is just more Bills Mafia. Like, why keep all the profit himself? Let's give most of that away to charities.
Right.
So all of that has been like, that was kind of the catalyst from it. And Stevie Johnson wore number 13.
Oh, not against the Steelers, baby.
Yeah, not against the Steelers.
When they were a real
the
football
best
team.
part, it went way back when. Yeah, they were a real football team. But that specific play totally had the DB beat, completely wide open, catching it right over the breadbasket, falls right in, and just goes straight through his arms.
Oh,
it was a tough drop.
Brutal. Yikes. All right.
Anywho, speaking of the Steelers, though,
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers signed a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oof, 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 oof.
Yeah. For those of us Steelers fans that don't like first downs, it's good news. So that's good.
So like me being, I'm a huge NFL guy, probably a much bigger NFL guy than you, and this is just the worst idea. I can't understand. Now, it could simply be that the Steelers are just aware that the whole roster isn't like awesome right now. Then they're not going to the playoffs. They're not going to the Super Bowl. So they're like, all right, well, it's Aaron Rodgers last year. Let's just give him the last year. He already announced this is his final season. So maybe they're just trying to do the right thing by like a future Hall of Famer and saying, like, you know what, just play for us. We'd like to have the notoriety of that. Retire a Steeler. Like, I can see like organizationally and like merchandise wise, if they're trying to get a cash grab out of it, why it makes sense. But the actual play on the field, I don't know what you're doing with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't understand how it's anything positive. I really don't. I just don't get it. Like,
The only thing I can think of, dude, is friggin' like t-shirt sales. Like, you can make it Aaron Rodgers' final season. If you remember, like when Derek Jeter like retired, it was his number 2, and it just said respect. Like all that
no,
kind of bullshit. They can absolutely do a ton of like merchandising and just raking in cash that way.
I guess so. I don't know.
It's also
But-
very good for the NFL to have like a send-off season for one of the greats.
Yeah, but last year could have been that send-off season. Like, oh, thank you for your service.
It should have been, but he didn't want to retire because he is a loser and a moron.
I just don't see what good this does for anybody. He's so old. He's not good. It's gonna make him look bad. It's not gonna do anything for his career. Ugh, God.
I have no idea, dude. I just don't know. Like bringing Aaron Rodgers in made sense before they moved on from Pickens. So if you had DK Metcalf and Pickens on the same roster, then the whole Aaron Rodgers thing makes a ton more sense. But they got rid of one of the star receivers. How much better would that have been to have 2 number 1 receivers on the same roster? They weren't really in cap trouble. They traded Pickens anyway. And I guess like you could argue Pickens is like some sort of like locker room asshole, but like they're kind of used to that in Pittsburgh. Just deal with it for a season, win a Super Bowl, and move on.
They're used to that in Pittsburgh. They totally are. Fuck our wide receiver room, man. It's always a nightmare.
Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, like those 2 guys alone, they're not like strangers to having some personalities in that locker room. So we'll go in a Super Bowl at least.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't understand. Well, they've made some moves at wide receiver. I don't remember what they are right now, but I'm not impressed. Also, DK Metcalf, how old is he?
He's getting up there now.
He didn't look good last season.
I mean, he is the same height and weight as Donald Trump, so I feel like he's doing a little bit better.
Yeah, but Donald Trump's in better shape. He's got 4% body fat, I hear.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know.
Jesus.
I can understand there are other other incentives for a football team to do, or any sports team to do the things that they do, right? It's just for the cash grab, for profit. They know they're not making profit off of TV rights in the playoffs, which is where most of it comes from. The NFL is probably like, listen, this is one of our staple franchises. Let's like put them all over TV. Let's like give them a bunch of these primetime games and like get Aaron Rodgers as much like into the public eye as possible. It's all just money for a nonprofit organization.
I don't know. My last thought about that is I hope there's not a ton of primetime games because I don't want to watch it.
I don't think they have a ton of primetime games. Like the Bills have 6 this year, which I'm not like super thrilled about, but
well, so the only time I can watch is when either they're like on CBS and like the Patriots are playing somewhere else, or at a different time, or they're on prime time. And watching them be terrible, it gives me a fucking heart attack. I can't do it. It stresses me out because I just sit there wondering, why are you so bad at this? And yeah.
Now, imagine doing that for 17 years.
Yeah.
Imagine doing nothing but that for 17 years. I didn't know it before Josh Allen. I didn't know anything else. I was 4 years old when the last time they made the playoffs.
Yeah, I watched that game.
I was born just after the last Super Bowl.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I just didn't. I've never known anything.
Oh wait,
but losing.
No, the I remember the Kansas City Bills game. Was it the AFC? It was the AFC Championship.
Yep.
And KC lost. I watched that game. I remember that game.
Oh, nice, dude.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
With the Chiefs. Yeah, I remember watching that game because Joe Montana was my guy.
Yeah, and he got destroyed that day because he never touched the field because of the K-gun offense.
I don't remember any of that.
It was ingenious at the time. So the Bills figured out that, in the last quarter of all these games, they'd run the no-huddle offense. And they're just kind of like, why don't we just make that our entire offense? Like, get out there, have Jim Kelly have like a bunch of plays in a row, and then you just go, go, go. The defense never gets a chance to rest or substitute. So you're just running plays left and right, 10 yards, 12 yards, 8 yards, 5, like all the way down the field, and then you score. Then the offense comes onto the field, and they have a 3 and out because our defense hasn't touched the field yet, and you just keep running it.
I want to see more of that. We don't see that these days.
It's so hard to do because defenses are so smart now. But like back in those days, I remember the Raiders, right? We beat them in an AFC championship. Was it 56-3? Was the AFC championship final score?
Holy shit.
Howie Long on that defense couldn't catch his breath. They used all of their timeouts in the first and third quarter. Like
Howie
early.
Long. Wow.
Yeah. And like you basically make the defense completely irrelevant in that kind of a game. I think the game is too complicated and too fast now for that. But I don't know. I think that teams should do it more though. I think teams should like have an entire drive randomly in the second quarter, like with 11 minutes left, to just like run the no huddle, like in the middle of a game. I think there's so much advantage to it. Like if you need to score quickly, run the no huddle in the middle of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Anyways. Well, nice update. Good for the Steelers. I hear they're actually hosting that old fuck on the History Channel mostly. You can see most of the Steelers games this year.
Let's hope so. Let's skip Mondami and get right into Sabres, dude.
Yeah, well, speaking of only losing in Buffalo, so I know this happened a while ago now, but by the time this hits YouTube and Spotify, I think this will be old news. But the Sabres lose in Game 7, and man, I'm so proud of them. Like, there's a couple of angles I have here. I'm so proud of the Sabres. It got me back into loving hockey again because now I have something to like look forward to and watch. Game 7 was super annoying. There was a particular play. The puck is loose under their goalie. You're allowed to poke at it when that happens, but the ref was out of position, lost sight of it, blows the whistle, and then we score. And the problem I have with it is if our guy, after poking it, a different one of our guys put it in the net, if he doesn't touch it and the whistle blows and it goes across the line, that still counts as a goal. But because he blew the whistle and then we touched it, now it doesn't count as a goal. And I cannot make sense of that at all because you blew the whistle because you weren't behind the net where you're supposed to be. You were off to the side. And that goal puts us, not in the lead. It would have tied the game at the time. So who knows, I guess, what would have happened. But the game ends up going to overtime. Game 7 in overtime, and like amazing. That never really happens, right? Like you never really get a game 7 that goes to overtime very often. But I just knew. I knew when we went to overtime, we've already lost because this is Buffalo. The game was at home in Buffalo. I just know Buffalo is never on the side of winning that game. It can't ever be us. It's never been us, and it will never be us. Josh Allen has not won a game in overtime, and he's going to be considered one of the better quarterbacks ever. And it still hasn't happened. We will never win that game. So I just knew. And it's so hard. It is so difficult when all your city has is its sports teams. And I know people talk to me about this and they're like, well, you guys have chicken wings. Every city has fucking wings. Like it's not specific to Buffalo, but like Dallas has big oil companies and like they have like a whole culture about being a Texan, right? Like there's other things outside of just sports. Detroit is the Motor City. New York City, obviously, there's a lot of other things going on in all of these other sports cities. But the only thing we have in Buffalo is our sports teams. And we can never be on the winning side of that. And I can't explain how difficult it actually is. I just mentioned that there is my entire life before Josh Allen, I had never seen a playoff game that I can recollect. I was literally alive for one of them, but I wasn't able to know what was going on. And so when that happened, it was so special and it was so meaningful to us in this city. I remember when they won their first playoff game, I'm with family members and there's single tears being shed because finally we did it. Finally, we're back. And so like the losses, getting all the way to the AFC Championship and losing from something stupid, right? Like the last AFC Championship we were in against the Chiefs, Josh Allen it runs a couple QB sneaks, gets across the line, but in video review they'd say no. But really, even before that, the tight end got across the first down, and we were in field goal range. But it's just like nonsense bullshit, and it happens so frequently. This past playoffs, was it a catch? Was it an interception? Like the guy just can't catch the ball, and we have no one to worry about this. Or like something stupid happens, and we're out of the game. Like I don't know, man. The goal in 1999 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It was a rule at the time in hockey that you cannot be in the crease and score a goal. Brett Hull's entire leg is literally in the crease when he scores the goal, and they review it, and they still say that it's a good goal, and there is no making sense of it. It's just devastating. We win the Stanley Cup if that call is correct.
I think you're
fucking hard.
I think you're taking the wrong perspective here, because maybe that is Buffalo's thing. It's the highest sales of Zoloft and Prozac in the United States.
Unfortunately, it's such a blue-collar town that people are spending their entire paycheck to go to a Sabres game or to have season tickets for the Bills. They can't even afford Zoloft, which is why we drink so much beer.
There you go.
Yeah.
That could be a thing too. We're so north, we might as well be Canadian.
I mean, yeah. Like there was one cool. This is my city, though, right? This is my city in a nutshell. I guess it was not known around the rest of the league that for every hockey game we sing both the Canadian anthem and the U.S. anthem. Not every city does this, but here in Buffalo we do that because we pay homage to our neighbors in Canada. So for whatever reason, during the Boston series, that became like a big thing. That that like it was like viral for a minute that like we do that, which I didn't think was weird. And then the next game, the microphone for the singer cuts out like some sort of malfunction during the Canadian anthem. So everyone in the arena sang the Canadian anthem. All of the fans. It was a really powerful moment, kind of. So Molson Canadian Beer gave every fan at the next game a free beer because of
Wow.
that. You know,
All right.
that's my city. When Lamar Jackson goes down in an important playoff game for them, he gets a concussion and he's out for the rest of the game. Bills fans immediately start donating to his charity. That will hopefully raise his spirits a little bit. Andy Dalton scores a touchdown to send the Bills to the playoffs. We raise $1 million for his charity. Like,
Look at that.
instantly.
Listen,
That's what I'm proud of.
That's something else. The nicest blue collar city in America.
I actually think that it is. People give me shit for living here, and obviously, right, Buffalo has a reputation. Always snowy, never nice out, all that stuff. But I can't really imagine another place I'd rather live. I'm so I'm just like I'm very proud to be a Buffalonian because of the community aspect, because it's the title is the city of good neighbors, right? That's the slogan, and I can literally tell you I've experienced that.
That's the slogan?
Yeah.
I
But
hate
I've
that.
experienced it, man. I know you. I knew you would.
God, shut
Man,
up.
when there's a snowstorm and it's 8 feet in the South Towns and people can't get out of their front doors, anybody with a snowmobile is running to Wegmans to grab groceries and bringing that to everyone in the neighborhood, dropping off milk and eggs and bread and making sure people get by. I mean, no one asks anyone to do that. That's just what happens. And
That's nice.
it's a really cool community to be a part of. And it doesn't take much for us to be happy. The Sabres just made the playoffs, and all of a sudden, the entire city rallies around it.
Well,
that's cool.
That is cool. I'm grateful I don't live somewhere where a snowmobile is necessary.
Yeah, true. Luckily, the way it always works, if there's a massive snowstorm, there's just like a wall of snow, and you can see photos of this online. Maybe we'll put one if we can figure it out in the chat. But there is just a snow wall that across Buffalo, like it splits the city in half. All the south towns south of the city, they all get like 8 to 10 feet of snow, and up here we just get a couple inches.
Hey, there you go, Buffalo, the city of lake effect.
Don't get me started on lake effect snow. We can't. We don't have time for that rant again.
No. Oh man. I'm done.
Anyways, yeah, a lot of ups and downs. I'm super proud of the Sabres and what they accomplished, because they were in dead last in November, and they make this the second round of the playoffs. They were going to get smoked by the Hurricanes anyway, so I'd rather go out dominating a game but losing it and then sending Game 7 to overtime. So exciting, so fun to be a part of. And now we're rolling into football season, and let's see what happens. Let's get it done.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Not with Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
God, no. Like, we got rid of Tomlin, but we kept Rodgers, and we picked up McCarthy. Ugh. What a dumb thing. All right.
Talk about 4% body fat.
I don't know what that means. But what I do know is I should have taken his advice. I should have gotten immunized.
Yeah, you should have gotten immunized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right. The cool kids are doing that. All right. Well, we spent enough time groveling in my sports grief that I'm sure I should be medicated for. I want you to tell me about your weekly regrets. What is your weekly regret this week?
My regret? My regret is getting fat. That's my weekly regret, is being such a fat fuck.
You're not even fat, bro.
Oh, God. I'm so fat. Everything hurts. Loading the laundry, I'm just out of breath.
Loading the okay.
I'm putting clothes in the laundry and I'm out of breath. Everything hurts. And then I turn so what am I? I'm 42. Once I turned 40, it made everything worse.
Oh, that I can probably understand.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just sucks. And then we got my back. And I'm just a fat ass. It fucking sucks. But I like ice cream and bacon and cheeses.
Well, who doesn't love a bacon, egg, and cheese? I mean, come on.
You know,
Breakfast. If you don't like breakfast sandwiches, you should be on the no-fly list. That is crazy to me.
I agree. And it's so funny. I think it's like the people on Instagram can see into my soul and know all my insecurities because everybody was calling me fat. If they weren't calling me
Yeah.
gay, they were calling me fat. And sometimes they wouldn't even just be like fat. They'd be like, "Shut up, tubby." And I'm like, "What the fuck? All you can see is from here up. You're not even seeing my body. How do you know I'm fat?"
Honestly, can I be honest with you?
It's because of my big cheeks.
No, it's the Star Wars memorabilia.
That's
They're just like, there's a correlation here.
but it sucks. So I'm 42. I'm balding. I'm fat. I'm always anxious. I'm neurotic. I hate myself. I am a real life George Costanza.
You actually really are George Costanza. And it's one of my favorite things about you. It's one of my favorite. It's like hanging out with Larry David. It's so fun. That's why I love the weekends that we get together and we just like drink beers all day because there will be a nothing thing going on in this Airbnb and you'll notice it and it'll be like this minute detail and you'll hate it and you'll have a real like solid reasons for hating it. It's so funny.
The worst part about this is turning into George Costanza, who is probably my favorite TV character of all time.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 30, ripped, people called me Schmidt. I'd rather be Schmidt than Costanza.
Yeah. I think I'd rather be Schmidt if I had to choose.
He had driving moccasins. Fuck. I'm not even wearing socks right now.
You're not fat though, dude. You're a sick bitch.
Yeah.
Sick bitch.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it is, yeah, okay, call me thick, sure. I got no fucking ass.
Vehemently disagree.
No, there's nothing going on anymore because my back surgery, all the fucking muscle atrophy, it won't grow.
First of all, you split your pants at a wedding, so it's there.
That's true. I just, yeah. Well,
that's a telltale sign.
Hey, listen, when the song tells me to get low, I get low.
Yeah. When they tell me to go from the windows to the walls, I go from the window to the wall.
Yeah. Hanging from a chandelier, wearing a puffy shirt.
Yes, I do come in like a wrecking ball.
But that's my regret. Ugh.
Well, I think this is the first time you've had an invalid regret, to be honest with you.
Oh, no, I think it's totally valid.
Man, I just don't think so. This is America. You're like a soft 7.
That's a bigger issue we should talk about. Like in today's, like I'm absolutely 30 pounds overweight. And in America, I'm just walking around. He's the average Joe. Look at him.
Yeah, in America, you're about to sprint in the Olympics.
Right. Yeah. Maybe I should start training for the enhanced games.
Maybe.
Those happened recently.
That they did happen recently.
I heard a non-enhanced swimmer won.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, how much do I want to touch on this? Okay. So there's a comedian out there. His name is Josh Blue. And he has one of my favorite jokes that I've heard this year. I don't think it's from this year. It's one of my favorite jokes. Actually, the whole bit is pretty good. He has cerebral palsy, and he still gets up on stage and does the whole thing. I think it's awesome. He's really funny, but he talks about he's a part of the Special Olympics, and
Oh yeah.
I think it's just he's really clever in the way that he talks about it. But honestly, I don't know why Special Olympics. First of all, why we call it Special Olympics? The Enhanced Games is a much better title. But why isn't it more televised? I actually would enjoy watching. I think it's really amazing that they have those athletes. And I just don't know why we don't really see more of it.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't watch it.
I absolutely would, because I think that is a super cool thing. I don't think that's something that happens very often for a lot of disabled people, and to be able to kind of train for it and put yourself out there and be able to compete. Like I miss it sometimes. Me to this day, I still compete in stuff like it's beer league softball, but I go out there and I try, and I like competing in sports. I play a lot of golf. Even if it's like friggin' beer pong, I like being able to compete in something. And I think everyone should be able to do that. It's such a good thing for you to challenge yourself and be able to compete in that way. I think it's cool.
Give it 10 years. I don't even try at work anymore.
No, dude, I hope I'm one of the old. So our softball team, it's all just like my buddies and then my one buddy's dad. And so he's in his 60s, easily the best player on the team still. And I want to be him. Shout out to Kev.
You know what, though? When we went bowled a couple of weeks ago, I was like determined that I was going to win one of these games. And everybody's like, they could tell how much pain I was in. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out of the seat. I was like going like just struggling to get out of the seat to go bowl. And they're like, "What? Like, you don't have to do this." And I'm like, "Yes, I do. I'm gonna beat all of you, motherfuckers." And I did. I won one.
Dude.
Yeah,
but it's the spirit of competition. It's good for your soul. Good to challenge yourself. Now, in your case, with a bad back, maybe not the greatest activity for you, but
man, I wish I could find like a league for fat people who play basketball.
Oh, you know what we call that in Buffalo? A basketball league.
Oh, really? They're all fat?
We got some chubba-knuckers around here in these parts.
Chubba-knuckers? Wow. The body positive people are coming after you for that one.
Well, we don't have a Midwest chair. Like, we don't have that. Are you familiar with this concept?
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, okay. Let me enlighten you. In somewhere in the Midwest, let's just say Ohio, for the sake of this story. If you go to like the dentist or the doctor there is a chair that looks like it's two chairs.
Oh.
And they call it the Midwest chair.
Midwest chair. Wow. I get it. That's really sad.
It is. I mean, great.
It's a nice thing
great
to
for
do,
chair
I
companies.
guess.
Yeah, it's great for chair companies.
But also, like, you're not shaming these people into losing weight, so maybe that's not so good.
I mean, at the dentist, they don't need to serve you like shrimp and grits, but they could just stop doing that.
They should.
They don't do that, but it would be funny.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so let's skip ahead here. We got to move on so we can get into our big topic of the day.
Oh my God.
Going into the deep end. This might take us the rest of the podcast.
Man, I don't even know how to do this.
Yeah, man. We want to talk about more of a serious topic here. We want to talk about voting in the U.S. Now, I recognize that this is where most of you will probably click off and just wait for the YouTube reels to come out. But I do think it's an important thing to discuss. And I think that we have very similar viewpoints, but I think there's a few areas where we might differ, and I'm the type of person that wants to learn as much as I want to have an opinion on something. So, let's just start
Alright, well
with like the question of this topic. Are voting rights really being attacked, or are both sides just fighting over power?
oh, that's easy. Both sides are just fighting over power,
Hmm.
period. That's what I think. And the Republicans are doing a better job right now. Although today, South Carolina Senate rejected uh, the wow. Sorry,
Redistricting.
I'm full of snot. Redistricting. Um, so that because they were going to get rid of the one Democrat seat, and it was rejected, which is great. I think everybody's going after the Republicans that voted with Democrats to reject it, and I think it's a great job. Why would you want a state that the districts only represent one party? I don't
Right.
understand it.
I agree.
It just drives me nuts. But that's what I think. I think both parties are just uh, are they're just doing this for power. Um, it has nothing to do about voting rights, representation, democracy, none of that. But I think Republicans right now are playing a better game.
This is an interesting take. As we kind of get into this, are we talking specifically about the SAVE Act?
No, but if you want to get into the SAVE Act, we can.
Yeah, I'd like to, because I really hate it.
I really hate it. All right, what do you hate about the
Um,
SAVE Act? Because I bet you we agree.
I think that for me, in the way that I view voting, it's a very important civic duty that we have. Any adjustment that we make to that process should make voting easier and more accurate. Both of those things.
Mm,
Now, I I also think the SAVE Act is addressing an issue that does not exist.
okay.
And I think that it's a lot of um,
What
right
what
wing propaganda that
what
is
issue
making
do
it seem
you
like a problem.
what issue is it addressing that you don't think it exists?
In my viewpoint, and I recognize that I might not have all of the facts, but from what I have noted, I don't really watch like 24-hour news. I don't really pay attention to like mainstream news or media. There's like peer reviewed or empirical data sources that I like to trust a little bit more. Um, but in my view, the SAVE Act is trying to address mainly uh, undocumented citizens from voting. That's like they're trying to limit. But I don't think that that problem actually exists based on the data from the uh, the House Republican report and the Heritage Foundation.
Okay. All right, let me
So to
ask
give a little
you.
bit more context, I guess, well,
Oh, go
just
ahead.
to give a
Go
little
ahead.
more context around this. Um, Basically, through empirical data, what they have found is there's basically been about 20-ish cases of an undocumented citizen voting since the Ronald Reagan administration,
Right.
where we can confirm that's happened. In this past presidential election, we found maybe five cases of undocumented citizens trying to vote. Of that, three actually voted, and all of them were discounted once the documentation didn't match.
Okay.
Because you have to register to vote. And what you need in order to register to vote is your social security number. And that has to match.
All right.
So
Well,
I don't think that problem exists.
can I ask you a question though?
Please.
If the problem doesn't exist, right? What's the harm in passing the law?
A couple of things as in the way that I read the law. Now, that might not be the intent, but from what the language says, it's going to require more documentation, right? Now, in New York, you already have to provide your ID, and your ID has to match your voter registration.
Okay.
So, uh, I think that is smart. I think all states should at least do that. It has to actual ID gets scanned and it has to match your voter registration. That to me is
Completely
common
agree with-
sense.
Completely agree with that.
Where I think it goes a little bit awry is asking for multiple pieces of documentation, such as your birth certificate. The problem with your birth certificate is the millions of women that change their last name since their birth certificate. So then you also have to provide the documentation from the court saying that you changed your name. Now, it doesn't seem like that's a lot of hoops to jump through, but in most states, in most counties, that information is not even free to get. So you have to pay to get that documentation from the county.
Okay.
And you have to even go through the process of acquiring all of that. I think
Well, you
that
have
there's
to-
millions
pay-
of
You
Americans.
gotta
Go ahead.
you gotta pay to get all those things, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna go change your name, you're getting married, you go through all that, you're paying for those the marriage license, the change of name, you're paying for it, right?
Absolutely.
So this is just me playing devil's advocate because
I love it.
I'm going to tell you, I agree at the end with you,
Mhm.
but those seem like important documents to me. You might want to hold on to them.
Sure. And we could say that. However, I can tell you right now, I have no idea where my marriage certificate is. Because once it happens, I don't feel like I really need it again.
Sam knows.
I promise you, she doesn't even know our own zip code. She definitely doesn't know
Really?
where. Yeah, I'm not confident. Like if I ask you what's your zip code, you answer like that.
If Paige was here, I could be like, bring it to me right now, and she would.
Now that is really great.
I don't talk to my wife
think
that way.
about-
I'm just saying, like, that's what could happen.
No, you snap your fingers and you make her call her Your Majesty.
Damn right.
Anyways, what I'm getting at here is like, no, even at its basic level, that is now a harder step. To acquire those documents, people. I mean, it's like it can cost like $100 to work with your county to get those documents if you don't know where they are right now. And a lot of people don't have an extra $100 to spend, especially in our current economy. So
Right.
I view that as a way that makes it more difficult to vote, therefore suppressing votes for lower income people to be able to go out and do that.
All right. Well, here. I agree with you completely. It's making it harder for people to register. It's costing them money, right? If it got passed, it hasn't been passed. But
Sure.
so I completely agree with you. But we do have a problem. Okay. And I'm going to tell you two. All right. I was reading an article about a woman who was able to register her dog to vote. This is in California, so obviously this shit is happening because that place is fucking ridiculous. But it's possible to register without a social security number. Obviously.
Yeah. So I think this is a great point, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I got another issue here before we go on. I got two. Another thing is Democrats have been quietly implying that they think that illegals should be able to vote in our elections. They're allowing them to get driver's license to drive trucks around the country, and they can't even read. They're allowing them to become police officers. I think that was in Minnesota or Michigan. So obviously the Democrats are saying we do want them, like they're pushing that. I'm not saying they're coming out and just saying, hey, we want illegals to be able to vote, but it kind of seems like every time they're given an inch here, they're taking it further and further and further to a certain goal. I don't know if that's true or not, but it kind of seems like that to me. And if I was in power and if I was more, let's say, to the right, I guess, I'd be worried. I'd be worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can I think there is a lot of problems with the Democratic Party in the way that they explain things, and this is probably true for the Republican Party as well.
Oh God, the Republican Party has a huge problem with explaining themselves. They're trash. That's why everybody thinks they're racist.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of problems with communication in general. I think that, like, for the Republican Party in general, like, they just love sniffing their own farts, and so, like, that's a problem. Like, for a lot of people, like, you have to understand where you have flaws and where you have problems, and be able to openly discuss and address those things. Like, if Republicans have a concern about the Democratic Party, you need to be able to go directly and address that and explain exactly what the platform is. And I don't think they do a good job of that.
No, they do. They don't. But also, the
Right.
Democrats do. So Republicans don't do a good job communicating what their fears are. But the Democrats do a wonderful job of covering up what they're actually trying to say and do. I just gave you two problems, right? That the SAVE Act could potentially fix.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So if we're going to fix those problems, what do we do without putting a burden on the American people to register to vote? What do we do?
So, to address one of those questions, so we'll get to both. To address one of those questions, in what I have read and seen, and which could be different than things you've read and seen, I don't know that the idea is to allow undocumented citizens to vote. What almost every Democrat that I think would be able to run for anything, most of us prefer a pathway to amnesty for undocumented citizens that have been here and have already worked and contributed to our economy.
All right, well, we could talk about that, but I'm just saying two problems. There's two problems there, that you've got people who are, I don't know, not implying is not the right word, who are suggesting maybe this is something that they want. And then two, there are cases in which people are able to register multiple times to vote using other people. I mean, or their pet.
So that
and I'm not saying
at least the data
on a large scale.
Yeah,
but it's happening.
It should be zero. It should be happening 0 times. So I can agree there that, like, that you should not be able to register your dog if it's happening even once. That's a problem that needs to be addressed.
If we want everybody to show an ID when they go vote, because I think we're there with each other.
Yes.
Right? What do we do to make that happen without putting a burden on the American people? That's the question. Because I agree with you. Like, are we asking, like, people's houses burn down, they lose all their documents, people move and they forget a box at home, they just misplace that shit because they're not good at things. I don't know, but like, I agree, if we're going to say this is what the law is now, the government needs to be responsible for making it easier, not harder. And how do we do that?
I think it's relatively simple. So in New York, you have just your driver's license. That's what you provide. It has to, in the computer system, it has to match your voter registration. If it does, you're good to go. You vote. It does not need to be more complicated than that. So I think that at the age of 18, no matter if you go to the DMV or whatever, you are issued a identification, like some sort of picture identification, issued by the government, because it is your right to vote. And it should be automatic. On your 18th birthday, you receive that card.
Okay.
Then that's what you use to go vote.
Huh.
I think that if you're already registering to vote, upon completion of that registration, you are issued an ID that you use to vote. And that can be your driver's license. It should be the same thing. Instead of having a bunch of separate cards or pieces of identification, like your driver's license at the DMV should coincide with your voter registration. It's all the same card.
Okay. I just hit my mic. I don't know. I just don't I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. Because I think your idea might work, but who knows? I just think
Yeah,
I
don't
just
know.
don't understand why we like. Here's my thing. So, if undocumented immigrant, illegal alien, whatever the fuck they're called, is able to get a commercial driver's license to drive a tractor trailer, right? They've got that driver's license. They may be able to use that driver's license to register to vote.
They would
That's all it takes.
they would also need the social security number.
I don't know. So what's the reason for the bill then?
So this is the point I led off with. I think the
Okay.
point of the bill is to address and instill more fear into people about what is happening.
I don't know if it's about
not what's
instilling fear. I really don't. Because I'm not afraid that illegal immigrants are running to the polls and voting.
Fair.
What does scare me though is, like I said, there is a structure that leftists have created where illegal immigrants are able to receive more and more benefits without being citizens.
Right.
So-
Which is why we are saying create a pathway to amnesty for these people so that they can pay more taxes than they already do.
All right.
So
Well,
that they
okay. How about, all right. You know what? We'll do the redistricting stuff now because right now this is an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I agree there should be a path to amnesty, to citizenship, not amnesty, to citizenship. But do we just say everyone, you're good?
No, I think that so like the truck driver that you're talking about, there's a certain number of years they've been here. And like if we were able to set up a pathway towards amnesty and citizenship, like you can take the people that have been here for, you'd set probably a benchmark. Has it been a year? Has it been 10 years? Like what we can discuss what that benchmark looks like.
Okay.
Then because to me it's more about the people that are contributing to the economy. Like they've been living here, they've been working, they've been raising our GDP, they've been paying what amounts to like $100 million in taxes. Like let's just do that, because if we deport all of them, as Trump has over and over said that he wants to do, but as of late has, I guess, given that up. It's like there's no financial or economic benefit to doing that. It actually makes things worse.
I agree with you. If we could snap our fingers and get rid of all like the what's the number? I think it's like 20 million people.
Yeah, around there, give or take.
If I could snap my fingers tomorrow, 20 million people are deported. I think that would be a terrible thing. But these people skip the line. There's people waiting years, spending tons of money to get into the United States the right way. So there's got to be some sort of waiting period and probation. So this is my thing. I would love. Republicans are so stupid. They're so dumb, and I don't understand it because I agree with you. These are hardworking, honest people for the most part, right?
Yeah.
I think what should happen, and I think I've told you this idea before. What should happen is let's get a private company involved or a couple of them and say in the next 3-4 months we want all the undocumented immigrants in the United States to declare themselves. We want these private companies to vet them, find out how much they've contributed, how much they have benefited, because they have.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice. How long they've been there, vet them, and then you say, okay, you get to stay, your family gets to stay. You are not citizens. You've got 5-10 years probation. You have to wait. And then after those 10 years, you don't collect any huge benefits depending on age, because obviously older people are going to need more health care, that sort of thing. So you kind of figured this all out. So you get bare minimum benefits for 10 years, and then now you and your children are citizens and you can vote.
Yeah, I'd have to chew on this a little bit more, but I think that is a lot better than what we're currently doing, like infinitely
I
better.
completely agree. Yeah. Yeah. What we're doing right now is ridiculous. Like, it's just a bunch of infighting and nobody's solving anything.
I don't see a lot of point in making people like the vetting process, running a background check, like that takes minutes to actually do. Like,
yeah, the IRS does that shit all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't take years to do a Google search on someone or run a background check. You can do that in literally minutes. So I don't see a ton of value in forcing people to stay in their home country until we go through that process. Like, why not do that vetting process like faster, bring them into this country,
well,
have them start contributing to our economy, and then like they become a citizen, like with the waiting periods happening while they're in the country. But in the meantime, they still get all the same like civil rights.
I'm not talking about people who are immigrating. I'm talking about the 20 million that are here now. That's the process if we want amnesty. The immigration, yes, that needs to be done differently, but I don't think they should be allowed in the country until they become citizens.
That's where you and I differ, I think, a little bit. So I don't mind this for the mass amnesty. I do think that, yeah, I think, like a probationary period or whatever, because then any people that are criminals, we can deal with that in a safer way. I think that the inherent issue with any of this now at this point is having undocumented citizens trust that this would even be the process. After everything that's been going on with ICE and mass deportation, and not, just as we were saying, if you can register even one incorrect person or even a dog to vote, if that even can happen, deporting even one person that is a U.S. citizen, how would any of them ever even trust that coming forward and saying I'm undocumented wouldn't just get them deported? So I think that's the inherent problem we have to figure out in addition to all of this.
No, I completely agree with you. It's not going to happen in the next couple of years with Trump in office. But I don't want it to happen under a Democrat Congress, and I don't want it to happen under a Democrat president. And I'm going to tell you why.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because they're not going to do any of the shit I said.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
maybe.
I don't think people who cross our border illegally, lied saying they're claiming asylum when they're not really claiming asylum, and then they were freely let go into the wilds of the United States, I don't think those people just get to be citizens right away. And the Democrats will make them citizens immediately. I think you have to earn it. Those people who come here legally, they wait in line, they pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get here. There needs to be a waiting period. You want to be a citizen, declare yourself, say, I want to be a citizen, and you have to wait. But it will happen.
So if you are an immigrant that has been here and working undocumented for 20 years, that's not a waiting period?
No, it's not. You were here illegally. And now we're doing you a favor. We're not deporting you. We are giving you a path to become a citizen without you having to wait. You're here.
Even though they've contributed to our society more than they've taken from it.
I don't care. They're not supposed to be here. And the point is to take care of these people and understand, yes, you have contributed. You've been good members of society. You created community here. And yes, there is a positive, there's a benefit to you being here. But I can't incentivize more people doing what you did.
Yeah. So this is the part I wanted to get to as well, because Democrat or Republican, they talk about this issue. We have to create a pathway to amnesty, or we would need to deport everybody, but no one ever talks about reforming the system. It should not take on average 20 years to immigrate to this country. That to me is absolutely ridiculous. That should be able to happen in a matter of a few weeks. We should be able to vet people. We should be able to perform background checks in a matter of weeks. There's no reason for it to take longer than that.
Well, I think the biggest issue is, for me, I agree with you. It shouldn't take years and years. My thing is all right, we have to determine what is the good amount of people that we can bring in every year. And we do have to balance, are these people going to be a benefit? Are they going to contribute in the way that our economy needs in the moment? And I do think that's more complicated than getting them in weeks, because you do have to decide, okay, what number can I let in? And then also, what are their skills? What's their education? Do they speak English? Okay,
See,
well, we have this amount of people. We have this amount of space for people who are low skilled, low education. We have this amount of space, and that will always change as the economy changes, right? So I do think it should be a long waiting period, because you have to figure that out, and smarter people than me would be able to figure that out probably. But I don't think it should just be a snap of the fingers. Hey, you're in. We did a background check. You're good.
Yeah. This is where I struggle, I think, a little bit.
This is the greatest country in the universe, and it should be kept that way. And the way we do that is bringing in the people that we need at the right time. And maybe the United States, maybe if we stop fucking with every country on the planet Earth, maybe we won't create so much destabilized areas where people are trying to mass immigrate everywhere. Donald Trump.
So I think about Mexico for this. The drug cartels in Mexico is a threat to every single person that lives there, and they just need to get out. Now, because it's not a time of technically war, they can't always declare asylum. And so I start to think about, we didn't cause that problem with cartels. They are just that powerful, and they run their political system. I don't care if they speak English or not. They'll have to learn it when they're here. That's,
okay.
Which we have tons of data now to suggest that allowing people into our country does not result in more crime, does not result in lowering GDP. It benefits both of those things. Because most of them that are trying to leave that situation just want to go somewhere and support their family. It's the vast majority.
Can I clarify something?
Yeah.
I just want to know where you're going, or what your point is. Maybe I interrupted you, but you started off saying in Mexico, the cartel's running the show and people are leaving because of the cartels. how do I say this without being rude right now? So what? Like,
Yeah.
tell me, so what? Like, why do I care?
Because there is a net benefit to them being here anyway.
Right. Okay. So, like I just said, do we want it to incentivize anybody to come here just because their country is garbage?
I think so.
And then
If
we just let
well,
everybody in?
I,
Like,
I guess this is a good question because
at
we don't
what
have a ton
point
of
is
data to actually.
what's up?
So, this could be a good point because I guess we've never done it before, so I guess there's really not a ton of data to suggest like to compare the ratio of the rate of people entering and then the economic benefit. Although I guess you could probably figure that out with um, how many people were coming over the border anyway,
Let me.
and like how GDP was increasing. But I think so. I mean, to address one of the things that you said as well, like, do we have the space for these people? Are they actually going to contribute to our country? The people that like built our country, that those weren't questions. I think overall, when people are trying to come to this country, they're trying to make a better life for themselves, and I don't agree that it's because they're trying to drain our resources or be a drain
I'm not. I'm
on
not
our
saying they
like
are.
benefits.
I'm not saying they are. They're trying. I'm not saying they're trying, but what I'm saying is, it sounds to me like you're saying, well, these people don't want to be there, so they should just be allowed to come. It's going to be great for everybody.
I
And
guess to a
what?
degree, that is kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, so why have the border at all? Just let them all come.
I kind of see your point too.
The United States is great. That's why everybody wants to come here, uh, and why all those fucking like iPhone using, Starbucks drinking liberal fucks hate this country, but they won't goddamn leave. Like, because this is the greatest country ever. You're more free in this place than anywhere else in the world. And you could come here with no money and you could succeed. Like,
Yeah.
Nigerian immigrants are doing better, I think, than any other immigrants right now in the United States. They're coming here with nothing and they're crushing it. Like, I don't have the stats or anything, but right now the US lets in about 800,000 to 100 legal, or 800,000 to a million legal immigrants every year. If we go by your saying, we're gonna increase that by a lot.
Hmm.
And you're absolutely right. They do contribute, but you know as well as I do, we have limited resources, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
vast, but they are limited. We can't let in 20 million a year. And if we're going to give amnesty to 20 million, or let's say 10, like let's say half of that, then our legal immigration is going to have to slow down because that's going to upset the economy as well.
I guess it depends, right? So
Yeah, it's going to disrupt wages. It's going to put a strain on emergency rooms and urgent cares, right? Because most of those people you're saying that would be coming from Mexico, they're not going to have money, so they're not going to have insurance right away. They're going to have low
Mhm.
skilled jobs. Well, it's going to put a strain if we do 20 million and then also let whoever wants to come over just because they're good people. That's not going to be good either.
I think there's a case to be made here. I can
That's a case to be made.
well,
I'm
no,
just
I mean,
saying,
in honesty, like, these are I don't know. The hard part is we've never even tried anything like this, so it's hard because do you in the process do you also end up receiving through immigration more doctors, more lawyers, more people to support the healthcare system? Do we bring over more people like that are right now on just like a school visa, and we're able to retain them with that college education. Like, like what else can happen to mitigate some of these things? You're also talking about 20 million more taxpayers. Which,
yeah, but if you're bringing over people to be doctors, right, from other countries,
yeah,
what's that going to do to wages here for doctors in the United States who are graduating from college?
well, in light of most of what's happening right now, there aren't going to be very many like doctors bred and raised and go to school in this country.
Why is that?
So the government has just as recently as last week, um, basically shut off all or most of the loan forgiveness programs. So like there's zero incentive right now for anyone to go to college or post-secondary school.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's not get into this discussion.
Well, yeah, 'cause that's a whole other topic.
It's a huge thing, but I'm just saying, you bring in those people, wages are going to go down from people who grow, because people are going to go to school, they're going to become doctors, wages are going to go down because you're flooding the market, right? I'm just saying, what the way I'm saying is, if you look at it as what do we need? We have space for this many people in this category. We have space for this many people in this category. Then you've improved your immigration process, but also you've improved immigration by bringing the people that you need here in the country that will contribute the most in the most way. And I'm not saying don't let people in. I'm just saying, there's only so many spots.
Yeah, but these are why I like having these discussions, because like clearly we're not the ones like with the answer. But you've given me a lot to think about as well.
My answer is the best.
I mean, maybe. I mean, like it could be right. I also think that if all other things stayed the same and you're importing more people that are contributing to our economy and like our doctors, lawyers, and nurses and things like that, if you're bringing them at too high of a rate, that would flood the market. But if you're also bringing in everybody else, there will be a need for their position, and it doesn't flood the market then.
Yeah, but we don't have the infrastructure for more positions.
Maybe. So if you reform this and you do it over the course of like a decade, perhaps that drives industry and you're able to build more hospitals.
So are you saying that you have to choose how many people you let in and who you let in at a time so you can do all of this all at once?
I don't know, maybe.
It sounds like I convinced you, but you don't want to say it.
You've definitely convinced me that I need to like test and rethink what I think, for sure. Which is why I like having these discussions with you, because I think that you offer me a different side of things. So now, because I think one of the most useful exercises in any debate is to test your logic, which is why people like to use hypotheticals, right? And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking hypothetically, we let all these people in. What are we dealing with then? And does my logic still make sense in that hypothetical? And if it doesn't, and I can't justify it another way, then I need to go back and figure out, can I justify it? Do I need to change the way I think about this? What does make the most sense? What is the most beneficial for the country? But, it's also an example of how people with perhaps differing opinions should have these conversations instead of what's happening on fucking Fox News right now.
Or CNN.
Or CNN. Or MSNBC.
Or in some, professor's classroom at some state college.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I listen. I don't have any of the answers. I don't know what any of this means. What I do know is it's been a huge problem since I can remember. I remember in the 80s listening to them talk about illegal immigration, the border, amnesty, and trying to figure this out, and nobody's ever done it. And there's a huge reason why. Would you like to know?
Hey, yeah.
It's because it's a great talking point to get elected.
Oh, yeah. That's probably dead on accurate.
That's why none of this shit gets done.
Wait a second. You remember them talking about this in the 80s?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So you're both old and tubby?
Yeah. I'm old and fat and bald.
George Costanza.
I know. I need glasses too. I looked at the microwave the other day. I was like, I can't read the numbers.
Well, there's a lot more that we need to talk about with this topic, so we should circle back around because I think it can branch off on a lot of different avenues. But I always appreciate these discussions because it gives me a lot to also think about and test myself. Like, am I thinking about this the right way? And maybe my opinion needs to shift, and maybe I need to find something that's a little bit more like in the middle, and I don't know, compromise in certain ways. So I appreciate it, man.
Oh, it was a great talk. I had a lot of fun. Man, we got to wrap up, don't we?
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time for even the things I hate or
oh man.
Give me 2 minutes about my last sip.
Well, let's just go over a little bit because we're missing a whole podcast. So we've got space on Spotify. So can I do my things I hate
Rock and
real
roll.
quick? All right.
Please do.
You want to know what I hate? I hate
do.
when I go to the grocery store and I'm going through the cashier and the cashier gives me commentary on what I'm buying. Like, what? Thanks. What am I supposed to say? Like, the lady's like, oh man, she grabs my my cherry tomatoes. She holds them up to me like she's Vanna White, and she's like, these are so good. And it's like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm buying them. Like, what? Like, shut up. Just let me get through here. I don't want to talk to you. Like, if you wanted to do this, please put somebody in the front of the store and say, you know what, our cherry tomatoes are fucking delicious. You might want to check those out. You have anything else on your list? I'll give you some advice. But instead, I've already made the decision, and now you're telling me these are good. Thanks. Like, are you going to tell? Are you going to tell me something when I'm buying something that's shit? Or are you going to be like, this is disgusting. You don't want this. No.
I would actually appreciate that more. I would appreciate that more. Hey, by the way, those cucumbers, gross, dude. You should go get the other ones.
Yes. Yes, please.
Would you like the other ones? I would like the other ones. You flick your light, the guy comes over, they go get them. But dude, I always, when I was running our stores, I always trained cashiers, or I would give them this advice: match the customer's energy, right? Because they're required to say the things, right? Like, hi, like, thanks for shopping with us today. Did you find everything all right? Was anything a problem for you? Did you get everything you need? Like, ask the basic questions. And if you answer with, I'm good. Good. You know that customer's not into chit-chatting. You go through your shit, get them out of there. That's what they want.
This is
but
good.
if they're like, oh yeah, I found everything. I'm having a party this weekend. And guess what I'm getting the stuff for? Get into it with them. Now you can. You've gotten the green light. Because some customers love it. I had a bunch of this one time I had this customer come in and ask for all of the corn husks that we could find from people shucking their corn. And they were very, very wealthy, and they were having this party with a bunch of millionaires around here where they were taking the entire tank. They purchased the entire tank of live lobsters for all of their party. And the thing was, they were going to put the corn husks over a bonfire, and everybody put their lobster on the corn husks, and that's how you cook your lobster. Like, that sounds electric, and they wanted to tell us all about it. So that cashier needs to engage in that conversation. Some customers absolutely love it, but the ones that don't, is just as important. You recognize they don't and get them out of the store as fast as possible, because that's what they want. That's good customer service.
This is what I want. Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. How are you? Good.
Yeah. Some people, that's what they want. Give the people what they want.
And then they tell me that's going to be $107.63. I pay for it. My groceries are bagged. They give me a receipt, and I say, "Thank you very much. Thank you very much." And I'm on my fucking way. I don't need your commentary, dude.
Yeah, dude.
The biggest
I
mistake
hear
I
ya.
ever do when I go to the I hate that I'm bald because I wear a hat. But if I wear this hat, somebody's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
like, "Oh, Star Wars, that's a sweet hat." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I can't say thank you." I'm like, "Ugh, what do I say? I don't know what to say
Yeah.
to you." Because if I say thank you, like maybe they're gonna say, like, "Where'd you get the hat? What's your favorite Star Wars movie?" That's happened to me. And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't want to talk to you." Or if I wear a Steelers hat,
Uh-huh.
some asshole's gonna be like, "Go Steelers." And I'm gonna be like, "Ugh." And then they're gonna be like, "What do you think about Aaron Rodgers?" And I'm like, "Oh man, well, I'm stuck. Don't talk to me."
Well, first of all, you just be like, listen to the podcast, you ass. You know exactly what I think about Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna get cards with the QR code to our podcast, and like people try to talk to me, I'm just like, "Here you go. Just check that out."
Zzz. First of all, this is actually a great idea. We should absolutely do this. Secondly, we can solve this the Larry David way.
What's the Larry David way?
Wear a MAGA hat. No one will talk to you.
That's not true. I'm like, you could get attacked.
Dude, so if you're unfamiliar, on Curb Your Enthusiasm, there's an entire episode about this. Larry David's out at lunch. There's people that he knows that he doesn't want to sit and talk to. And if he's just out at lunch by himself, they're like, "Oh my God, is anyone sitting here? Let's have lunch together." And so instead, he gets a MAGA hat and puts it on so no one wants to sit with him when he's having lunch.
That's so good. That's so good.
I'm
gonna do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, try it out. Try it out. See what
The,
happens.
the QR code. I'm gonna do that.
But yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
There is But I always talked about this. We're talking about customer service. Whether that's you're answering phones in like a call center, match the customer's energy. Like, if you can see they're really into being talkative and they're a chatty Cathy, get into that with them. See how their weekend is. I want to know shit about the kids. Like, do the whole thing. But there's some people that don't want that, and the ones that don't want that, those customers are just as important. So don't do that with them. That's okay.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. When I go into an exam room, like I'm super friendly and I guess I match people's energy, but I do need something from them. Like if
Different situation.
if you have no personality, I have a really hard time taking a history well.
Yes, because different situation. You're relying
strange.
Because the client in a veterinary setting, the client is an expert on the pet. You are an expert on the medicine. So there has to be dialogue in order for you to be able to do your job effectively.
Right.
But when you're just buying groceries, oh yeah, you're not an expert on rutabagas.
Yeah. But I do want to clarify, I am not an expert on medicine. I'm not a very good technician at all.
I doubt that very much. I know
I'm
for a
not.
fact people ask for you by name over the doctor by name.
It's true. It does happen. But what I am good is it's really strange. What I am good in the room is exactly what I'm bad at in real life, and it's
Yeah, dude, 'cause
explaining and talking to people and educating them in a way that they can understand, and that's why people like coming to me.
yes, dude. But I think I literally just delivered a presentation on how important this concept is. Like, that is so important. I think way too often we focus so much, like, and sometimes particularly doctors can just focus so much on the medicine. We forget the client experience aspect, which is why I think like you and Paige have the personalities to do this extremely well. And same with Sam. But there's so many out there that are just focused on medicine. Let me get into this room. And I think too many of them have the goal to just get out of the room as as quickly as possible. And that's a problem. Now, if the client wants you out of the room as fast as possible, then do that. Give them the information, give them what they want to know. That's what they need. But there has to be dialogue because they are an expert on their pet. and they have to be able to explain what's going on with them to you. Just different
Right.
situations.
My goal is 6 minutes. My history should take 6 minutes. That's my goal, to be in there, get them sat down, talk to them, be out in 6 minutes. But and I'm pretty good at doing the 6 minutes. Usually I'm out in 3. But if they need more stuff, like, man, I can't talk anymore. But
Yeah,
if they need more
this has
from
been
me,
super coherent so far.
if they need more from me, like I'm there for it. And
Yeah.
it's really strange. They get the best of me, and the rest of the public, they're like, "Who's this monster?"
Well, I mean, if there's any place to turn it on, it's work.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean,
Or
this is a good one.
or Friendsgiving.
Or Friendsgiving, dude. Friendsgiving. I'm already looking forward to next year. Actually, we should start talking about next year already.
I agree. But you got a last sip.
I do have a last sip.
Oh.
We need to talk about this. Oh, we need to talk about group chats and group chat etiquette. Oh,
You already know how I feel about this.
yes, I do. And I love group chats because I love the fact that when I have so many friends from out of town, we can stay in contact together. I have a group chat for my fantasy football league. I have a group chat for work. I have a group chat for my bands. Like, it's all useful to spread information. And oh my good God. So my softball team is a great example of this. And if anybody on the softball team is listening, take fucking notes right now. We need to disseminate information. And sometimes that information is you responding that you will or you will not be there. So when that is happening, please allow ample time for everyone to respond before we start sending funny gifs and all the important shit gets buried. And now we have no idea who's coming to the game. My time is precious. It is valuable. If I show up at that diamond and we don't have enough to play, Jeffy's going to turn into a hot little potato. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the adverse issues where, like, my dad, who has no idea really how to use a group chat, he just hates the whole thing. And you might see him just like, haha, something every once in a while. There's people in the group chat that have it on silent. So you're trying to communicate with them. They're not getting it at all.
That's
like,
me.
can we just have some etiquette?
I got to be honest with you. The group chats, for the most part, make me so anxious. The phone just going bzz, 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 over and over and over again. Normally what I do is I pick it up and I see that everybody's responding in the group chat. I'm like, that's the noise I make. And I put the phone somewhere really far away from me because I need time. And I need time. And a lot of times you guys have all figured it out anyway, so I don't even have to say anything. And I'm like, this is great. All right. I'm good. I don't need to respond here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
And every group chat's got like the people, right? It's everyone's got that dude that has it on silent for the most part, but every once in a while they'll just put a blurry like video of a concert they went to, and like we haven't heard from him since 2022, and like that's just all we get to see, and it's like this was not helpful at all because you never responded to whether or not you're going to be at the fantasy draft, and that's what I need to know.
I like our group chat with Donnie.
Oh hell yeah! Because it's a three guy. It's a threesome.
And then I got a group chat with Chris and Kranz. So
two fucking beauties, by the way.
Oh my God. I'm gonna see them on Friday, I hope.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Dude, on Friday?
Yeah.
Can you FaceTime me?
I would love to.
I'd love to see those fellas.
All right. Yeah, group chats, they're not for me.
We have to establish. So you know how with ice, not like the government program, but actual frozen water. We all just decide some ice is better than other ice, and we all just conform to this. Can we do something with group chats where we all just get it?
No, it can't happen.
Ah,
It can't happen because group chats are like putting like 9 people in a room and just having them argue about like 3 different things. It's just chaos.
so it's
Group
a
chats-
jury.
Yeah. Group chats are just, yeah, it's a jury. It's just, it's utter chaos in a group chat because I might be talking to you about one thing, but you're talking to one person about something and you're talking to another person about something and me. And it's all happening. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And then throughout it, some Marine calls us gay.
Yeah. Which I like.
Callback.
Although, best part, diner with a lobster. That's the best thing that ever happened to a group chat.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's because you, like almost everyone else on earth, does not listen to this podcast. Yeah, no, I got a really good chuckle out of that. The best part is like I was responding to it, and then I looked at the photo more, and then I just backspaced all that because I had been to that diner with Tino and Meg. And I did not know on that menu that there was even lobster available.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to a diner where that's a thing. But it is confirmed. It's a New England thing. That's in New Hampshire.
What was I going to say? Oh, you said that nobody's listening to this. So my work best friend, Nicole, the other day, I was like, do you listen to our podcast? And she's like, no, I don't. And I was like, what? So not even my work best friend listens.
Dude, my own wife doesn't listen.
I know. I know.
So, you know what, though? She will be going down to working 3 days a week soon. 3/12s. And so if she's got Thursday and Friday off, there's no excuses. I better know.
It's on
every
Spotify.
Week, exactly. It's on Spotify. It's easy now.
Yeah, she could listen in the gym.
I think there's no excuses as to why I don't know exactly what's wrong with this podcast.
Oh God, I know. Yeah, she's gonna tell you.
Yeah, she will. And she won't just tell me, she'll put it in the group chat.
Yeah. I'm gonna clip this and put it on Instagram for her. She won't see that either.
Tag her. Yeah.
I tagged Jess in one. I can't remember because Donald was saying something, so I tagged Jess and she never responded. She was like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. Sam would check Instagram over. She's too busy buying shit on Amazon for our laundry room, gadgets and nonsense.
Oh, well, I can't fill the laundry up without getting out of breath, so there's that.
Another callback. Let's go.
So this wasn't our best, but I'm not.
I'm sorry you're not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, dude. I thought we had a great discussion. There's a lot of good things that that came out of this one. But you know what? We can't be on. Josh Allen doesn't win every game. He's the greatest quarterback ever. You know what I mean?
Ever?
Yeah.
All right. I'll just let you have that one. You got to win something. You got to win something. So that's yours. All right.
Yes.
I think it's time to go.
All right. Yeah, we got to wrap it up. Thanks for listening. We know you didn't. All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Boogie, boogie.
Thanks, everyone. Boogie, boogie. Go Bills.